Um, so I did my 20-time project on recycling and specifically one of Sweden's unique methods of how they solve their trash issue. So this is trash and we actually produce a lot of it. To be specific, we produce 2.12 billion tons of trash every single year. So 2.12 billion tons sounds like a big number, but to put it into perspective, if we were to put the trash into commercial trucks, they would go around the world actually 24 times. So it's a lot of trash. It's actually enough to fill the Grand Canyon and a lot more after that. And where does all of the trash go? As Annie Leonard once said, there is no such thing as a way. When we throw something away, it must go somewhere. And this is where it goes, a landfill. The textbook definition of a landfill is a place to dispose of waste material. And actually, there is more than 100 billion landfills in the world because almost every city has one. The UK alone has about 3,900. The United States has 4,900 alone in Texas. So we have a lot of landfills. But what if there was a way for every single landfill on Earth to disappear? It sounds pretty impossible and pretty futuristic, but this would require about us to, everything we used, we would have to throw away and find some way to reuse that and have like a 100% recycling rate, which is not where we're at now. So to take a look at some of our country's current recycling rate, America, one of our largest economies and fastest growing countries with the strongest military, has a recycling rate about 34. Britain has about 39. Russia, which has the largest country size, has about 10% recycling rate. Japan, with the country with the longest life expectancy of 80 years old, has 20%. China, with the fastest growing economy, has 22%. But some countries like Austria and Taiwan are able to achieve pretty high recycling rates of about 63 and 60. But what about Sweden, the topic of the presentation? They're actually able to achieve a recycling rate about 99%. And how are they able to do that? It's to these big guys, which are called waste-to-energy plants, also known as WTE plants. And they are able to convert trash into usable energy. So everything they throw away that is not recycled, like paper or plastic, is then converted into energy, which is burned and then comes back to houses and heating and electricity. Through waste-to-energy plants alone, they're actually able to heat about 810,000 households in Sweden, which is about 40% of their households. One unique fact about the waste-to-energy plants is that 3 tons of waste produces as much energy as 1 ton of fuel. So there's a lot of energy within the waste. But there's another hidden hero behind Sweden's recycling revolution, and it's the citizens themselves, which have a really large impact in Sweden's recycling. Sweden's citizens do a lot of recycling for themselves. They're able to recycle things like newspapers, plastic metals, and electronic appliances like batteries and computers. They all do that by themselves with their own recycling bins. They're even able to separate different food trash. And so in order to kind of recreate the Sweden's recycling revolution, I made a website, which, ignore the Jason Moon, that's a spam email. But I made a website to promote how Sweden's able to recycle so much of their trash, and it also talks about different recycling tips and how you can recycle different material like cardboard and glass and iron and steel and electronics. And it just helps to teach you different ways to recycle some of the products that we're not used to. And so one of my favorite quotes is, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it," by Robert Swan. And it's just that we need to be our own heroes because living on this earth is not a right, it's our privilege, and we should treat it with respect. Thank you.